Welcome to the Direct Line, the official podcast for OADSP. We're excited to have you here with us today, and if you have comments, suggestions, or if you want to join us in studio as a guest, reach out to me at podcast@oadsp.org. I'm David Roustio, and today we're speaking with Cindy. Welcome, Cindy, to the show, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, David. My name is Cindy, and I work at RHAM as a DSP, and I consider this my retirement job.
Okay.
I have worked in hospitals, and I've worked in county government.
Okay.
With drugs and money is what I always say. So I really enjoy my job. I am not old enough to retire yet, but this is a way to kind of wind my working life down.
Okay.
And let's see, I live alone with 4 cats, if you consider that alone.
That's not alone.
No, that's not alone. They're very demanding.
Yeah, I was going to say, who's in charge of who?
It's their house. It's their house. I pay the mortgage, and I feed them and take care of them. That's my job.
Yeah, well,
that's a cat.
That's a cat person, yeah. So, what's your favorite part of being a DSP?
It's strange. My friends would probably laugh about this, but I enjoy working with the people. Mm-hmm. My jobs in the past have been a lot of interaction with people, and I would say that the public is very difficult to work with.
Sure.
But in this type of job, it's not public. It's almost like it's family. In a sense, I mean, because you're part of the family. You're working in someone's home. Mm-hmm. You're a part of their home, a part of their home life, and it's very comfortable. If you're in a comfortable, if it works for you and it works for them, it works.
Right.
And there are situations where it's not comfortable, and you shouldn't be there.
Okay, and what might be one of those situations?
The uncomfortable ones?
Yeah.
In my history, because I had worked before, 12 years ago, as a part-time job, just working 1 day a week in supported living, which is what got me back here at the end of working career, even though I'll be here probably for quite a while. There was a gentleman who, at my scheduled time of being there, was never at home.
Gotcha.
And I would say, he's not here, and they would be like, wait a half an hour, he's probably on his way back. But what it was I was not, and it sounds kind of funny, but I wasn't young and pretty enough, because I think in his world, it was his girlfriends coming to visit him, and I was not girlfriend
material for him.
No, I wasn't, not at all. And we did that for a couple of weeks, and I finally was like, I'm not going back. He does not want me there, and I'm uncomfortable doing this. And that's part of this. If it's not a good fit, you shouldn't be doing that. Right. And I finally was like, I'm not going back.
Yeah.
Get someone else to go, because
you'll work somewhere else.
Yes, right. Exactly.
And that's going to work out better for both of you.
Yeah, because I worked one weekend day, and I visited half a dozen clients, I believe, if I remember correctly, over the course of that day. And and a couple of them I would go back and forth, because it would be meal times or,
right,
mornings and evenings and all of that. So it was just it was a really good part-time job where I could work a full-time job and come and work a weekend day.
Yeah. So, are there any funny stories that you're willing to share?
There is actually one from back in that prior part, where I would go to a lot of different, because right now my job is I work in one home, and I actually do evenings where they need 24-hour care, and the majority of my time is what is called on-call, on-site, so that basically it's sleep time. Okay. But I'm there in case something happens at night. Sure. But I'm also there to get them ready in the morning to go to work. Okay. And I really like that, because it fits my life. It fits in well with them, and we do well. Back before, on those weekend ones, it was more, let's do things. I would take people places. I would do specific cleaning or meal preparation.
Sure.
But the full-time job I had at the time had an employee, I think it was like an employee appreciation party kind of thing.
Okay.
And the one client, the gentleman, he loved music. He loved that kind of environment. And I thought, you know what? And so I asked, can I just take him with me? And that we arranged to do that. He only got, I believe he got 2 hours. And I took him, and the people I worked with, and they knew the direct people that I worked with in my regular job. They knew that I had that part-time job, but at the party, I just said, this is my friend, and introduced him, started all kinds of rumors, but really, he had a blast, and I just got to the point where he danced with, I think, every girl that was there. I at one point I just got tired. I was like, I'm gonna sit here. You go have fun, and it was good music. He had a blast, and I think it was 3 hours before we got out of there. And I talked to my supervisor after that because I had the next thing to do, and she was like, oh no, he's got the hours just put down for the 3 hours. I can remember that because I thought, he's having a blast. There's no way I'm getting him out of here. But it was so much fun. And then to go back to work and find out we started rumors, that was hilarious. Because in my training, I had someone say that's how, they didn't say, this is my client that I work with. This is, someone that I take care of. They said, I just say, this is my friend.
Yep.
And I was like, that's the way you should do it because, well, first off, it's no one else's business, and unless you want to explain it.
Right.
And secondly, it's true. He very much, and to this day still is, my friend.
Right. And he had a blast.
Oh, he did have a blast.
And you had fun.
I had to sit down. He tired me out.
Right. And there were rumors.
Oh, yeah. I didn't explain myself a lot either. I just thought it was funny.
And why would you?
No, this is not, it was funny. And years later that I got from people, it was like, oh, that was that gentleman that you brought with you. And I was like, yeah.
That is fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed talking with you, and that's a good story.
It's one of my best. I tell that story a lot.
Well, you should. And now we're going to tell it to a much bigger audience. Well, thanks again. Have a great day.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, and join us next time on The Direct Line.